If you're one of the many women who is struggling with experiencing orgasms during penetration, today's video is going to help you figure out what you can do to experience and have an orgasm during penetration, because it's not just so mystical or something that happens only to others. You are born with everything you need to experience an orgasm during penetration. I am Céline Remy, the Intimacy Angel, and I am here to help you bring your sexy back in life. Now, if today's video is helpful, make sure you click the like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. So when it comes to orgasm, unfortunately, most of us tend to stick to what works. And we have one neural pathway that is leading us to that grand finale, and that's all that we do. And when we just stick to what makes us come, we tend to create a groove, and there's a habit and a pathway that works really well. But when we try to do something different, then it becomes challenging because we haven't creating the neural pathways to experience that pleasure. So it will take a little bit of time, practice, and dedication. So make sure that you understand that before you get started. Now, you also need to understand your body, your anatomy, learn the inside of your vagina. You can't just leave it up to chance. If you want to have an internal vaginal orgasm, then you need to understand what it feels like inside. Where are the hot zones? Are you holding tensions in certain areas that need to be released? How does it feel when you flex your muscles, when you engage your pelvic floor muscles? Can you really connect and be in touch with the inside of yourself? Because if you're not able to do that on your own, if you can't feel yourself or know yourself, it's going to be very challenging when you're with a partner. And it's a lot to put on somebody else's shoulder to be like, hey, you're going to be the one that makes me come because I have no idea how to make it work. So it's essential that you take the time to learn about your body and understand how it functions. Now, I'm going to share with you a few things that you can do. There's one last thing to understand when you have a partner is that each person is unique in terms of their genitalia. And sometimes some genitals are more compatible than others. Sometimes the direction in which the penis is pointing is easier to stimulate areas inside of your vagina. Sometimes you have something like a deeper area that requires maybe a penis that is longer or a different position. So you have to understand that sometimes it does come down to compatibility, but even if it's a little challenging with your partner, you just have to figure out what position, how you can make it work, how you can hit those areas. So if you want to have an orgasm and you know how to have an orgasm through your clitoris, then stimulate your clitoris during penetration. It's kind of a duh, right? If that's what works, use what works and start to connect. Push, like if you are stimulating the clitoris, feel the inside, connect the outside and the inside. I like to say that the clitoris is a fire stoker, and you can use it to start to awaken the inside of your vagina. And there is no shame in reaching for your clit. There are some positions that make it easier, but if you want to have an orgasm during penetration, involve your clit. Next, you want to make sure that you are patient and that you spend enough time. And what do I mean by enough time? It can take up to 45 minutes. Yes, 45 minutes. Most women are like, well, I haven't come in 5 or 10 minutes. And that's it. And most men don't last that long. So you have to be able to be with somebody who can last that long. stimulate you for that long, and you need to be able to give it enough time. Once you understand the mechanics and how things work, then you'll be able over time to reach these places like faster. But it is normal that it might take you 20, 30, 45 minutes. And unfortunately, that's usually what most do wrong, in the sense that they just don't spend enough time to make that happen. So understand that about yourself. Be patient and give it enough time. The next step is the relaxation piece. Having an orgasm is all about surrendering. And if you are trying to make yourself come, focus on an outcome, and you're tensed and you're like so tunnel focused, you are not going to be into your relaxation mode. And that's going to get in the way of you being able to experience an orgasm. A vaginal orgasm, and there are different sections of the vagina. So maybe it's a G spot, it's an A spot, it's a cervical orgasm. But all of these require relaxation, surrendering, and it's it can be a challenging place for many women to allow themselves to get into, because we always on the go, and then being able to shift into that mode can be challenging. So you have to learn to relax. And if you do that, you'll be able to start to experience more sensations. Now, when you relax, it also can help you to use your muscles. Having an orgasm, when you have an orgasm, you have rhythmical contractions of your pelvic floor muscles that are happening. So you need to engage your muscles in order to start to stimulate that process. There are two phases when you stimulate your pelvic floor muscles. So it's the muscles that you use if you want to stop the urine flow, if you want to just like squeeze and release. I mean, if you've given birth, you know which muscles they are. That's the muscles that I'm talking about. There are two things you need to do. Yes, a contraction and a relaxation. Most only focus on the contraction. Sometimes they stay really tight. So focusing on contracting and then relaxing will help you to get into that phase of like, that's letting go. All right. So I'm going to tell you some things that you can do with your partner's penis before penetration and during penetration in order to help you experience orgasms. So you want to make sure that prior to penetration, you are fully engorged, because if you're not really engorged, meaning there's not a lot of circulation going on inside of your vagina, you haven't been really well prepared, it's a lot to ask of your body. Be like, hey, you're not really ready. It's kind of like a man having sex with a semi or no hard on and be like, yeah, come on, like pound. And it's like, the body is not ready for that. So you need to make sure that you have enough stimulation that you are fully engorged. Now you can use your partner's penis to tease yourself. You can use it and brush gently over your clitoris. It feels really good. You can go up and down. You can just tease yourself at the entrance of your vagina and just really like focus on that pleasure, on that playfulness, on that creating a little bit of anticipation. It's not about going inside. It's just about prepping yourself. The penetrations should be slow. When he enters you, you should be in charge of how fast or slow, which it should be, the penetration is. What I recommend to do is to leave your partner's penis close to the entrance of your vagina. So to slightly insert it a little bit in, and then you're going to squeeze your muscles and relax. And squeeze and relax. He has to remain still, so it can be a little bit challenging for a man, but if he stays still and you squeeze and relax and you slowly bring him in, it's such a wonderful feeling to have a penetration that is exactly the right pace that your body wants. Slowly but surely, his penis is going to move inside of you. Once it's inside of you, you can continue to use your muscle to squeeze squeeze around his penis and relax. Squeeze and relax. And the more you do that, you get into a rhythm. You can combine it with your breath. You can just really feel that. And the more you relax, the more you let go, and the more you squeeze, the more you feel, and you relax, and you feel, and you breathe. And all of a sudden, you find yourself very close to your edge, very close to an orgasm. And so it is possible to make yourself come with your breath alone and squeezing along. Sometimes you may want your partner to help with some more movement and stimulation. But you see, in that particular scenario, he is not moving that much with his penis. He's not pounding you. He's not trying to make you come. He's offering his hard penis for you to do what you need to do to slowly open up so that you can get to that place of having an orgasm. So let go of the outcome. Focus on understanding your body. Focus on being engorged prior to penetration. Use his penis to your advantage. Really play with yourself prior. Like I said, tease yourself, and then use your muscles to squeeze and relax and squeeze and relax. And if you can't feel things or the position doesn't work, I find that about putting a pillow underneath your hips can help, or shifting your legs, especially in a missionary position. And if you bring your legs up and put your ankle on his shoulders or feet on his shoulders, can be a much deeper penetration. So that can help. If he is really big and it's too much for you, then you could do a side position where he's like spooning you while entering you. That's another option. So you have to play and see what works for your genitals. But remember, you are in charge of your orgasms. You are in charge of your pleasure. You just need to know yourself and give yourself time, squeeze and relax, and you'll get there. I hope today's video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below how that went for you, and I will see you in my next video.